And good afternoon. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. We're live here at the historic Laurel Park paddock. I'm Stanton Salter along with our odds maker Keith Fusel as we get you ready for the big fall championship meet here at Laurel Park. And what a September it's going to be to kick off this big meet. Of course, we have the big Maryland Million Day coming up in October. We have three big Super Saturdays in September. We have a big opening weekend here, a bunch of big fields on the world-class turf course. Then next Saturday, a week from tomorrow, Saturday, September 15th, the Francis Dash Day. But let's talk about the whole meet first here. As opening day is today. We have a special tomorrow for our opening Saturday weekend.
Yeah, I saw that. Look at that $2 hot dog, select craft beers for the fans.
Can't
Get
beat
you
that.
started. You know, you're not going to go hungry. You're not going to go parched. So you'll be set to go for tomorrow's card. You know, this meet runs September 7th to the 31st. And talking about December 31st, talk about next Saturday's day. What a card they've got lined up at Laurel Park. Look at this.
Yeah,
the
Fall Festival of Racing, with the feature being the Grade 3 Express Bet Frank J. DeFrancis Memorial Dash. Some of the best sprinters in the country aiming for that race, including Grade 1 winner Imperial, and he won a Grade 1 at Saratoga earlier this summer. We know him around here.
Yes.
He won the Grade 3 General George back in 2017.
Awfully quick horse, man. You got to love him. I was looking back at some of the results from last year on leave. I don't know if she'll be back, for Janny's horse.
Sure.
A nice big win in the all along. So what a card on tap there, that Fall Festival of Racing. We're going to be tied on for that.
So that's the first of three consecutive Super Saturdays. September 15th, the Francis Dash Day. Saturday, September 22nd, we have a bunch of Virginia bred stakes on the turf on the 22nd. And then Saturday, September 29th, some of the best turf horses in the country going to be here September 29th as we have the Grade 3 running of the Baltimore-Washington International Turf Cup. That's going to be a heck of a race. A bunch of other nice stakes on Saturday, September 29th as well.
We remember the history of that race, and looking forward. We've also got another race with the Bald Eagle.
Yeah, going a mile and a half.
A mile and a half for 3-year-olds. So Laurel Park, certainly the place to be, and an abundance of quality racing, turf racing, you name it. Some good betting opportunities, too. That's what the bettors want, and we're going to have that on tap all fall at Laurel Park.
All right, well, let's get right to it here and show you what's going on today. Show you a picture of both tracks. We're beautiful conditions here today. We're in the upper 80s, I'll say. A little humid out, but the main track fast and the turf is firm. We're on the bowl game in the Exceller turf courses here today. We'll tell you about each race, which turf course we're on. 83, partly cloudy, a little humid, fast and firm. First race post time is 1:10. Let's get right to it here in race one. Race one will kick off the rolling Super High Five. We have the Super High Five every race with 7 or more horses. That has a low 15% takeout, so keep your eye on that throughout the day. Also in race one, we kick off the early pick 5. It's a mandatory payout on this early pick 5, and just like the late pick 5, industry low 12% takeout. Both your pick 5s here at Laurel Park, your best bet. Let's take a look at race one. This is a nice maiden special weight for 2-year-olds, going a mile on the bowl game turf course, rail setting at 17 feet here. You have the 8 on top. We have a video spotlight of the 8, the Keeper, a second-time starter by Temple City for trainer Michael Dickinson. Here's the debut August 19th at Laurel.
And we've got a few runners out of that race right back in here today. I think this horse might have had the worst of it. Scaramucci down on the inside, the 2 had a little trouble. We're going to pick up the Keeper in last, turning for home. Kind of a patient ride, broke a step slow early. Sheldon really didn't rush this horse until about maybe the quarter pole, came up from behind. Horses had to weave through a little bit of traffic there, leaving the 3/16. And once this horse finds some room, some daylight, boy, does he kick it on nicely. Shifts out to about the 4-path late. I like the way this horse finished up with a flourish to the wire. We're going to see that little flash, and the key was the gallop out as well, Stan. This horse kept going and going and going. And Dickinson horses over the last several years, the second start, especially with 2-year-olds, he's like 46% from a strong sample with a good ROI. I like the Keeper. That experience is going to help. I think he makes a dramatic improvement second out for Dickinson.
All right, so I like him. I have him in my top 3. You mentioned that stat, and recently Dickinson 5 for 10 with a nice positive ROI with maidens making their second start. So we both like the 8, the Keeper. Sheldon Russell just got married recently to Brittany Trimble. He's riding the 8, the Keeper. So I'll take a look at the 5, Scaramucci I have on top. You have to like Scaramucci a little bit here for Hillwood Stable. beautiful. And Rodney Jenkins, a well-bred 2-year-old colt by Flatter. Alex Cintron will ride. He's well-seasoned for a win today. 3 starts. They've all been good. A good second at this level last out, going a mile on the turf. He has the foundation. He has the bottom in him. He's going to be a popular favorite here for Strong Connections, number 5, Scaramucci.
Yeah, I didn't think the Fig quite matched the effort of a couple of these horses out of that race on August the 19th. Dob was the winner. That was the other part of
Right.
Michael Dickinson's entry. But Scaramucci's done nothing wrong in both turf starts. As we said on the short comment, inside, steadied 5/16 and the quarter pole. He was kind of stalled, pretty much from midway on the final turn to the head of stretch. I liked his greediness late. He finished up well through the final eighth of a mile. I guess you say if there's a horse to beat, he probably is the horse to beat in the opener.
Well, we both like the 1 at a price here. Mega Bucks, part of the entry for trainer Mike Trombetta. And we had a couple scratches here. Well, actually just 1 scratch in the body of the race. The 2, Trap Rocket, is scratched. So I believe I didn't have a scratch on the 11, Big Mouth. Did you?
Big Mouth I have is scratched.
Big Mouth is I'm sorry. Big Mouth is scratched. I didn't have a scratch on the 12, Hardaway.
He is in.
Right.
As far as I know, this first timer for Stidham is in.
All right, so it's the 12 Hardaway runs. The other part of the Trombetta entry, Super Courage, the 1A, I'm assuming is scratched. But we both like the 1, Mega Bucks for Trombetta, second-time starter on the turf, and he's done this recently. Monte Cristo, I know an older horse, but earlier this year scored at a big price second time out on the turf. And Trombetta has a horse in later today that he won with second time out on the turf. So I like this Live Oak stud homebred. Gets blinkers on today. Pimentel stays aboard for the second career start. The debut was pretty ugly, sprinting on the main track. Nothing went well. Nothing went well that day. He got bumped around a little bit at the start and just didn't run a lick. Hopefully we can see a little better effort today going along on the turf from the 1, Mega Bucks.
Yeah, looking for a price in here. I think Mega Bucks is a user to price. Blinkers go on. Had a full brother that was 2 for 4 on the grass. Did its best work sprinting on the turf. We're going to see this horse kind of wants to go right to the front today by Hat Trick. They can handle the turf. The 6 horse, the Happy Giant, I think is a user. That debut on the turf was actually pretty good. Was had a little bit of trouble leaving the 3/8. Finished up with good interest. I think that's a user underneath. Going to get Forest Boys today. Use underneath in your tries and your supers. And real quick on this first or the 12, Hardaway for Stidham, a $200,000 purchase. Long Lionel Works. Looking out of a grade 3 winning mare that was on the dirt.
Right.
That mare Spellbound tried the turf only one time, did just okay. So kind of tough to gauge. But Stidham, he's done quite well with 2-year-old firsters on the turf, the 2-year-old firsters, but sprinting. He's 0 for 11 with the routers over the last couple of years.
Well-bred son of Lemon Drop Kid there, the 12 Hardaway, debut runner for trainer Michael Stidham. So a real nice field here of maiden special weight 2-year-olds going a mile on the bowl game turf course to kick off the early pick 5. Here we go, race 2 to start the early pick 4. We offer you 3 pick 4s here in the afternoons at Laurel Park. Early pick 4 starts in the second. We're going a flat mile on the main track, claiming 5,000 filly mares 3 and up. A wide open nickel here for filly mares, and we both like the 6-1-1-6. Either way, I go with the 6 on top, doing what she likes from the Scott Lake barn. Carol Cedeno on the 6-year-old mare. Real good second 2 starts ago against Open, 8,000 up there at Delaware. Then dropped the Parks last out and didn't run very well. Just an okay 4th last out against Open Nickel Company at Parks. Some horses don't like it up there at Parks. Cedeno and Scott Lake together, they're 20% here in Maryland. So I'll go with the 6 on top here, race 2.
Yeah, she kind of makes that steady progression. She's okay in here. A little drop third time for Lake. Teaming up with Cedeno, they were awfully tough together. But I see a lack of speed in here. We had the scratch of the 4 springtime win. Grilly Striker, I thought would go right to the front 3 starts back in that nickel starter. Did not. Took a rating hold. I think today this horse is all systems go from the inside. We saw Rosado over Timonium. He got a lot of his horses out early, right to the front end, and try to carry their speed. I think that's going to be the key to Grilly Striker's chances in here. Let's see Grilly Striker break good, go right to the front. I think she can dictate. She did it going 7 furlongs June the 9th. I think a little, extra 8 is not going to be a problem for her this afternoon against this group.
All right, the Bug Boy Rosado riding well, riding for some good barns. So he's live here on the one Greeley Striker. So we like the same 4 horses here. The 2 Dorothy from Dublin for trainer Charlie L. Frock, the Frock barn with a couple wins over there at the Big T. Angel Cruz had a nice meet over there as well. This horse taking a little drop today, dropping from open 75 at Timonium into this open nickel today.
Yeah, she was behind Greeley Striker at Timonium. Had a little trouble early. You see the short comment. Steadied along into the first turn. I think she likes a little bit of a target. She was on the front end 2 races back, kind of fizzled. I think she stalks and makes a move into it. Wouldn't surprise me if the 1 and 2 just kind of dictate the pace around the racetrack.
All right, nice group of open nickel claimers there. Race 2, let's turn the page. Race 3, another big field on the turf. We're going 5.5 furlongs on the Exceller turf course. Rail setting at 70 feet here for the 3rd race. Maiden claiming 16,000. Filly mares 3 and up. I like the 2 Astria on top. We both like the 5 here. Let's we have a video spotlight of the 5 Shall Try. Here's the race. Last time on the turf, July 14th here at Laurel Park. This was against Maiden 25,000 this day.
Yeah, tried to pull a huge upset. The number 9 that day in the Hillwood Stable Silks, the brown with the white, working between horses. You see the gray horse kind of lean in all over, forces Shall Try in towards another rival. Really never got comfortable the last 1/8 of a mile. Finished up okay, though, despite that trouble, Stan. I think some improvement is expected again. Only the 4th lifetime start for Shall Try and goes back to her preferred surface.
All right, so I use her tie, Lia Pustina, 7-pound apprentice will ride. So you get a nice lightweight assignment, 113 on the 5 Shall Try. I use in my exacta. You like the 2 a little bit as well. Astria for Phil Schoenthal. Schoenthal and Jerry Brooks and Claudio Gonzalez, your leading trainers at Timonium. Xavier Perez will ride. Last time on the turf was going long against Maiden 25. Showed speed that day and packed it in. But the last time going short on the turf, I was against Maiden 25. A real good second that day with a 56 buyer. So anything close to that today, I think, puts the 2 Astria right there against this group.
Yeah, that was a good race. You know, off of a layoff from July of 17 to June when the barn transfer, Kuznetsov was okay. Estrella, I don't know what happened after that. You know, didn't want to go long, bombed on the dirt at a short price at Timonium, but comes back to the surface, in which if she's going to do anything, this is it. I think she'll come back towards that sprint try. She's a user in here. I like the 3 Many Blessings in a tough, wide open field. Kate DeMasi can get a horse to win first time out and do it on the grass. She's 1 for 4 here with firsters over the last 3 years at Laurel Park on the grass with an ROI of $5. Look at the family. Caleb Spassi, he's okay, 13% with first-time starters. The Dam Desiderata produced a couple nice runners. We had a firster out of this mare win on the dirt. Come Sundown, win a few weeks ago at Laurel Park. And this horse is also a half to Everything Lovely, who I believe was trained by Kat Demasi. Really fast, a 6-time winner on the grass. I think the 3 catches a light spot in her debut. Long time to the races, but I like the aggressive spot here for the 3.
I can't knock her. The DeMasi barn, very good with turf runners, and you get a top turf rider there with Daniel Centeno on the 3 Many Blessings. So we like some of the same horses there in race 3. Let's turn the page here. Race 4 is going to kick off the middle pick 4. You like the middle pick 4 today. Let's take a look. Let's check out your ticket, see how you played it.
I think the racing office they did a tough job today, man. Big fields,
all weekend long.
Competitive races all the way through. I had a difficult time lining. Had to get back on the bike again, stand up a little bit of a break, trying to line those races to Timonium and coming back to the turf. But
I hear you.
There's some value to be had in this middle pick 4 and all your exotics today. Your late pick 5, your pick 6, and your early pick 5s and 4s. So let's go here with the middle pick 4. We're going to start you 2 deep to get you started. The 2 and the 5, Bridgewater and Sarah's Treasure. Sarah's Treasure first off the claim for Claudio. Going to take a lot of play in race 4. Race 5 is where we spread 1, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9. We're going to single DJ's favorite in race 6, number 4 for Linda Rice. Off of trouble last time out, Renaissance Rosie. She gets pounded every time. I think she's vulnerable this afternoon. I keep playing against her. She keeps beating me. Maybe I get by her today with DJ's favorite. In the 7th, 1, 6, and 7. Another little race with some question marks, some horses dropping down. I think the 1 can go wire to wire in there, though. $18. little light ticket to get you started.
I like your single there in race 6 to 4, DJ's favorite. I go against Renaissance Rosie in that race as well. Rosie, a 6-year-old mare, running back awfully quick for new connections. We'll see how that goes. I think DJ's favorite, locked and loaded there in race 6. Let's take a look here at the 4th race, going 6 furlongs on the main track, 25,000 starter allowance contest. Filly mares never won 2. The condition. We both like the 2, Bridgewater. I picked Bridgewater on top, 3-year-old daughter of Orientate. You have a nice stat here for trainer Dale Capuano and the 2, Bridgewater.
Dale, past 3 years, 4 for 17. That's 24%. 9 for 17 in the money with dirt sprinters following a maiden score. They went in for this horse off its debut try, June the 10th. Reaped the rewards right back. Stepped it up, raised, protected, used the waiver, and won drawing away with a much improved number. She's tactical. I think they like this filly, but she's going to have her running shoes on to handle the 5, Sarah's Treasure.
Yeah, Dale jumped in for $25,000 and claimed this filly and debut. Let's check out her picks here for race 4. Claimed her off Steve Casey in debut. She did not too much there behind her as far as breeding goes. She's by Orientate. The mare just okay, but Dale saw something he liked and jumped in and claimed this filly, and a big win. First off the claim for Bridgewater. Weston Hamilton back aboard for Dale. So I go right back to the 2, Bridgewater on top. He's got her eligible for these starter allowance conditions, so he finds a nice spot here. First off that maiden score. So we both like the 2, Bridgewater. We both like the 5 as well. You have the 5 on top here. The 5 is Sarah's Treasure. First off the claim today for Claudio Gonzalez. He's 36% first off the claim with a nice positive ROI.
You go on the way back. She's handled Hot Frisia pretty easily. Got too far back at Timoni. We saw horses weren't making up a ton of ground over that racetrack, but I think just enough time in the Gonzalez barn, you're going to see some improvement, as it happens most of the time. 36%, you say, off the claim, off of a big sample. Sarah's Treasure, I think she's going to jump back, lay a little closer to that pace today and make her run. But, rhythm and wraps awfully quick from the rail. Hot Frisia's okay from mid-pack, and even the 4. This horse, Rosie's Rainbow, you like a little bit. We're going to use first time on the dirt last time, and she just relished it, Stan, with a 8-length win.
Yeah, by Fort Larned. She's well bred. She sold for $20,000 at Keeneland, and you're right. She came down there from the synthetic up there at Woodbine and just galloped in her main track debut. Was claimed that day by Ricky Silliman. So I like her a little bit here today. Gets Rosario Montanez aboard there. The 4, Rosie's Rainbow at 6-1. So we like the same 4 horses there in race 4. You start the middle pick 4 there. We start the 20-cent Rainbow pick 6 in race 5. Late pick 5 starts in race 6. We'll take a look at all of that right after this.
Whether you're at home or at the track, have a stake in the race when you bet with ExpressBet. Sign up for an ExpressBet online betting account and receive up to a $500 sign-up bonus.
All right, welcome back. We're enjoying the beautiful weather here as we get you ready for opening weekend here at Laurel Park. Big 10 race card today, bunch of big fields on our world-class turf course. We'll be fast and firm all afternoon. Let's take a look at the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. That's going to start in race 5 today. We're starting fresh. No carryover here on opening day. It's a nice 2 other than allowance feature for 3-year-olds and upward to kick off this 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. We're going 5.5 furlongs on the Exceller Turf Course rail of 70 feet and some heavy hitters in this race for sure. I go to the far outside, the 8 on top here. Chic of Chics, first off the claim for Lacey Gaudette. She's 26% in a positive ROI first off the claim. This horse, 5-year-old son of Discreetly Mine. He had his his first turf win last out for open 25,000 up there at Saratoga. Got an 86 buyer with that win up there at Saratoga. Big step up here to the 2 other than from that open 25 at Saratoga, but maybe not. This horse fired a big 86 buyer and is going to get a nice trip on the outside with Rosario Montanez aboard the 8. Chic of Chics, my top pick.
Yeah, this was going for 4 straight. Like the way he's rated the last couple runs, made the good middle move in those sprints to win, widening every time. So Sheik of Sheiks, yeah. Lacey Gaudet off the claim. She's been fine. I mean,
Yep.
she hits a really good rate. This horse gets some speed to target. I think as a user, as a must user in your multi-race gimmicks. I've kind of fallen in love with this 4-horse, More Abundance. He owes me no money for Suzanne Dempsey. Just turned into a different horse this year. You look back, this is a horse that was running in nickel, 2 in life, West Virginia breds. All of a sudden, he's competitive in 2 other thans on the grass, and he's found a home. He's got some speed to deal with, though. Aligned in numbers of 7 is awfully quick for Donna Lockhart. Orientates, they can handle the turf. He's going to go ahead and set sail. I do think More Abundance with the form he's in. I think he can rate, make a move into it. He tried awfully hard June 29th in a 2 other than behind Uncle Youch, who came back to win. I still think he's going to go off at a square price. He may not win it, but, man, at 6-1, I can't let go of the form that this horse has had recently. So I'm using him. I'm using the 9, Some Kind of Magician, as well. I just didn't think this horse liked the good surface. Too much give in the ground for Some Kind of Magician. Holds the level. This horse will be firing from the back of the pack, and you might even get a little bit better than in that 9-2 morning line.
All right, I didn't use the 9, but we both like the 4 and the 8 here. We both like the 6 as well. The 6 is the Grandi Flora, the 7-year-old for Ann Merriman. This horse made over $270,000 on the turf. He's taking a drop today. He's dropping from Stakes Company, Open Allowance, 3 other than. He's taking a nice drop today. He ran a big second last out in the Benz Cat, big second behind Sunny Inspired.
Had a dream trip in there, and he's hoping he gets the same thing. He's hoping the 4 and the 7 hook up in here. Grandi Flora, the only issue I have with him, he never pairs up those big numbers. That's the thing. Yeah, he's going to get a good trip again. Can he fire another 81, 82? I'm not so sure. I'm going to use him underneath.
All right, so nice guy. I like Roby's Boy in here a little bit at 8-1. I liked him all year. Then I jumped off him last time, and he ran a huge race with Forest Boyce aboard. Scored an 84 buyer. That was against much easier company. That was a 16,000 starter for life condition. Now he steps up to 2 other than allowance condition today. He's won his A other than sprinting on the turf here at Laurel last year. So maybe this 4-year-old cycling back in the top form right now, the 3 Roby's Boy.
Yeah, user, no doubt. And this horse had a number on the go back in New York against a decent, was it a state bred allowance race up there. Yeah, that horse finally came back. This horse is a 1-run sprinter.
Yep. All right, so a nice group of upper-level allowance turf sprinters there in race 5 to kick off the Rainbow Pick 6. Let's take a look here at race 6. Another 2 other than allowance feature here with a bunch of monsters in here. This race going 6 furlongs on the main track. We kick off the late pick 5 here in race 6. No carryover, but as always, that industry low 12% takeout means more cash in your pocket when you hit the pick 5 here at Laurel Park. A nice 2 other than here in race 6. A video spotlight of the 4 DJ's favored. We both have this 3-year-old filly by Union Rags on top. Here's her last race, August 3rd, right here at Laurel.
Yeah, she encountered trouble into the turn. Just had to steady a little bit and then regroup. We're going to pick it up after the little bit of trouble. Midway on the turn, about the 5/16, and just under an absolute drive here for Karamanos, but does get to the outside and does turn on very willingly. Was behind 3 lengths, cut it to a half. When it was all said and done, Polite Pearl just got away with murder on the front end, was sent up and went clear. But DJ's favorite, she's showing a lot of heart. She's steadily improving, in my opinion. She's out of a good mare. I'm Mom's favorite. And I think she catches a vulnerable favorite here today, Renaissance Rosie. The key is, will Ghoul's Night Out, the 5 who's just inside of Renaissance Rosie, show the speed that she showed last time? That was awfully quick. 22-1, 45-1. If she brings that to the table, I think that's even going to enhance the chances of DJ's favor. She may not have to be used so hard to stay close.
All right, so we both have the 4 on top of reliable connections here. Karamanos and Linda Rice, they're 38% together here at Laurel with a positive ROI. And that last race, so we just saw from DJ's favorite, August 3rd, she was coming back into that race after having about a month and a half off. So, and now she's coming in this race, just having a little over 30 days off. So she runs well fresh. She had a nice 5-furlong workout from the gate August 30th here at Laurel. Big 101 and 4 work that day.
And that final time was equal to 3 other than fillies and mares. I know that was a race taken off the turf, but it had keep your distance, discreet, deceit, same kind of, faces we see against Renaissance Rosie and the rest of them. So that race was good, real good final time. take her as a slight upset over the outside horse.
All right, so we both like the 4 DJ's favorite. We both like the 2 Phantom Shot here, running back quick for Donnie Barr, but his 4-year-old filly by Kodiak Cowboy, a homebred for the Beck family. She's in good form right now. That race 2 back going 7 furlongs. She didn't break very well that day from the 1 hole, but that was really her only bad race this year. Yeah. I think Phantom Shot in very good form right now. J.D. Acosta rode her very well at Timonium. She's a closing sprinter. She'll break from the inside and take right back and then come with a wide rally, turn over home. I go against the 6 Renaissance Rosie. I think she's running back a little too quick. This 6-year-old mare, now she's in a new barn. She's running right back in, 7 days? So that's why I go against the 6 Renaissance Rosie. Phantom Shot running back kind of quick as well. She's running back in about 12 days. But she's a 4-year-old filly, so she can handle it a little bit better.
She's a closing sprinter, and I know this is a shorter field, but she's going to have some speed to target in here. She's perfect. I think she's anywhere from 5.5 to 7. She tries hard every time. She had the right kind of setup last time. You see the short comment, bold 4 wide movement. She was rolling out there with a Acosta at Timonium. Good to see her get the win. I've been a fan of hers from the get-go. If I was a boy, is going to be my price user underneath. You go on the go back. She's competitive in some sprints. Last March in the Canaira behind a horse like Next Best Thing. She fits in here. She improved. Her turf numbers have improved since the break and the barn change. Coming back here to the dirt is going to be okay for her. I like her underneath is the price.
All right, that's a nice 2 other than for filly and mares there in race 6. We start the late pick 4. It's fly along here. We start the late pick 4 here in race 7. We're going 1 mile and a 16th on the bowl game turf course. Rail at 17 feet. Maiden claiming $25,000 for filly and mares. I think the 1 Goodnight Moon's going to get a nice ground-saving trip. Trevor McCarthy back in town to ride his 4-year-old daughter, Malibu Moon, for Lizzie Merriman. Last race against Maiden Special Weight going 1 mile at Parks. That's a lot tougher company than what she's going to face today. She ran an okay 4th that day. That was first time blinkers last out, and she's fired a 64 by her. She was coming into that race after having a little time off. Now she's running right back here and taking a nice drop in class, and she'll get a nice trip with the top rider aboard.
Well, I think the key is the blinkers go on. Last time was the 8 hole. Now moves down to the inside in a race pretty much devoid of any quality early speed. I think you'll see Trevor McCarthy go ahead, hustle this filly out to the front. She doesn't have that finishing punch when she sits off the pace, and she had no excuse from the head of the lane home last time. She had a little trouble with the quarter pole, but once she was clear, she just didn't fire. I think she goes to the front. Hopefully he can nurse her around the racetrack looking for a closer. Maybe Hey Mabel. Looking back, Salzman Jr. hadn't claimed a horse if formula was right in like 3 years, maybe 4 years. They went in for this filly last time out off of that dirt try, back to the 25. I think she's got some finish in here. I think you're going to have the 4-horse Chase, Tapanista. She comes out of a better race. The 1 to 4 clearly come out of better races, but I'm worried about the finish of that horse at a shorter price. So looking for some closers, maybe Hey Mabel the 6th and maybe the 7, Rightland Dior, second time here for Mary Epler.
You get the Hall of Famer Edgar Prado on the 6 and Rosario Montanez on the 7. So we both like the 6. You'll get a good price there on the 7, right, Lenore? We both like the 4 as well here. Tapanista for Gunpowder Farms and Kelly Rubley. A good-looking debut. Well, no, it wasn't. That was an okay debut effort against Maiden Special Weight up there at Delaware. It got beat about 9 lengths that day, 65 by. It maybe wasn't that good, but that was against Maiden Special Weight. Now takes a big drop to the Maiden 25 in her second career start.
We're talking about real quick. The 1 Goodnight Moon ran against Theodora B. The 4 Tapanista behind Belarus. Both those horses are in that A other than in race 9 today, and both of them are going to get plenty of play when you break it all down. It was a Dickinson runner and a Delacour runner, so they faced the right kind. Talking about Tapanista, 6th place finisher out of that race, who I think was beaten 6 and change, came back to run a good second for $40,000 with a number that would win this race.
All right, so a nice group of maiden 25,000 claimers going long on the turf there in race 7. Let's take a look here. Race 8 to kick off the final pick 3 of the day, claiming 16,000, 3 and up. Never won 3 lifetime. We're going a flat mile on the main track here in race 8. My top pick is the 8, JJ's Candy, Georgie Vargas Jr. on this 4-year-old son of Sydney's Candy for trainer Michael and Moore. The last race didn't go very well at all. Beaten favored, got beat 30 lengths up there at Delaware last out. That was against Allowance Company, and the race before that was against Allowance Company. So Moore's tried tougher company twice off the claim. I think just too tough. But the last time this horse was in at a realistic level was 3 starts ago when the horse was in the Michael Arrow barn. A good second that day for 25,000. 3 Life Company going a mile at Park. So now in for 16,000. 2 Life today. 3 Life today. I think that's the right level for the 8 JJ's Candy.
I looked at this race a long time. Just hit the all button. I'm not sold on the 8 JJ's Candy. I guess if he brings his best race, he wins. But his last 2, they leave a little bit to be desired. Failed favorite.
Yep.
I'm not sold on him. I think this is a tough race. You've got some improving horses. I took a flyer with the 2, Haynes Fever. He just drug Cruz around the racetrack at Timonium that day. Maybe a slightly inflated number of 68, but this trainer, when he gets them in form, they stay in form. They roll up the ladder. Haynes Fever is a price user in race 8. I think he's going to be forward a long way. And maybe even the 4. Blame the kids for Runco. Runco comes in and drops his horse in for a tag. But I think that's equivalent to maybe what that allowance race was at Mountaineer.
Right.
This horse's lone trial in the dirt at Laurel was good. He had trouble, bred to stretch out. I'm looking for some shots in race 8. Hit the all button if you can. This was the toughest race on the card for me to decipher.
We're all over the
Yes.
place here. I like the 7 a little bit at 6-1. $10 hammer for Katie Voss and Jevion Toledo last time on the main track. It was in the mud, but here at Laurel against 16,000. 2 Life, a big win that day, and now tried to turf last out. Now going turf to dirt. Katie Voss 20%. I think the $7-10 hammer live at a good price here in race 8.
Yeah, this was a wado. In with him, I think he fits for Damon. Toss the last at Delaware, back to the right kind of level. Real gritty, held very well through a strong third quarter and all the way through to the wire. In him with him will be sent from the inside. I think he's around a long time, so good luck in race 8.
Good luck. All right, let's turn the page here. Race 9, a nice first level allowance feature for Philly mares 3 and up. We're going a mile and a 16th on the Exceller turf course. Rail at 70 feet. Let's see, we have a stat and a video spotlight to show you in this race. You have the 8 on top, it looks like, right?
Theodora B. You want to do the stat first?
Let's do the stat first for Michael Dickinson and the 8 Theodora B.
Dickinson, he's been walking around here back and forth. I think he's got some goods today. He's got the goods. Theodora B, though, Michael Dickinson, past 5 years, 5 for 13 and 8 for 13 in the money with turf runners. Second-time Lasix. Key here, second-time Lasix. ROI of 274. Theodora B beat an okay field up at Parks off of a long layoff. That was first Lasix. I think this horse is going to improve off of that. Nobody really stands out to me. I think you're going to get a square price, maybe in that 5-6 to 1 range. Theodora B from just off the pace.
All right, the 8's going to be awfully tough. You get the Hall of Famer Edgar Prado. I use the 8 in my top 4, but I go with the 4, Darcy May on top. A 4-year-old filly here for a homebred for Gunpowder Farms and Kelly Rubley. They've really figured this filly out recently. She's won 2 in a row right here at Laurel, going long on the turf. They were against Starter Allowance Company, but Rubley did a nice job putting her in those races. Now the confidence is sky high. We step up to Allowance Company today. She has early speed. She'll be forwardly placed. She might be going right to the front with Jevion Toledo aboard. I like the 4, Darcy May. A perfect 4 for 4 in the money here, Laurel. 2 wins, 2 seconds from 4 starts. So you have to like the 4, Darcy May here in race 9.
Gotta like the way, just working through the conditions. Now it's time to go ahead and try the A other than it. And boy, she doesn't mind a fight on the front end either. I'm not sold that I don't think she really needs the front. She got away with murder up there last time, but when they came to her, she just dug in tenaciously. She's going to have to deal with Bellarue. I think the blinkers go on for Bellarue today, the 7 for Delacour. This horse drifting a little bit last time might have cost her a placing, but I think she's vulnerable at a short price. Maybe looking at some other – how about the 3? Muda Bahia. I didn't know really what to do, but I thought her visually – her race was good. Number not so good in that debut try. Yeah, June 18th.
Video of that.
Yeah, we've got a video of the start and the finish of Muda Bahia. Here we go. Breaking from the outside there at Parks. Just kind of walks out of the gate. Spots the field a length or two. Just, a little inexperience. We see this happen quite a bit with the first-time starters. But asking a lot to go 7.5 furlongs, the 2 turns first out. But this horse settled and, boy, really responded from the 3/8 pole home. Got through along the rail. You're going to see this finish a determined rally. A lot of horses sometimes stand a little kind of shy from surging through inside, especially first time. Not today. This horse just gets the lead, widens, and keys up against Beach Diva, who's right there with Theodora B. So face the right kind of horses when you're keying them up. Number needs to improve for the 3, Muda Bahia.
All right, so I didn't use the 3 at all. Trevor McCarthy aboard for Mike Pino. Strong connections there for that Animal Kingdom filly. You have her in your top 4. We both like the 10 on the outside to get a piece of it here. The 10 is the Prado Patty filly by Patio Prado for Jane Sibeli. Fergal Lynch will ride. She's been in very good form recently. Got a nice win against Starter Allowance Company, 2 back here at Laurel. Real good second at this level last out. She beat Bellaroo last out at this level.
Yeah, Lynch fits this horse to a T. Stamina has improved with the extra racing out wide every step of the way. This horse will drop in, save some ground. Probably the most quality finisher when you break it all down in this race. Will she be there in time? That remains to be seen. But, yeah, you got to use her in there. All
right, nice group of filly mares there in race 9. One more race here. We're out of time, but it's a nice race here in race 10. A maiden special weight for filly mares 3 and up. Going a mile and a 16th on the bowl game turf course rail at 17 feet. I like the 1 Benavita for Kelly Rubley. Jevion Toledo will ride. The blinkers go on this filly. Her last 3 against maiden special weight Delaware. Her last 2 have right been here at Laurel. She's been right there. Now she gets the blinkers on today. I think that's all she needs to put her over the top. Toledo rides. I'm a little concerned. You don't like her at all here, but I'll go with the 1 Benavita. I think she gets a nice ground-saving trip, sits about mid-pack. Maybe she's a little closer today with the blinkers on. We'll see. Toledo will give her a nice ride. She's been right there. I think she'll be a little bit better today.
Yeah, I missed the late breaking blinkers on, working off the early PPs. Had a little bit of hang to her the last 2 races. Gets back to firmer ground this afternoon. Yeah, she should be well positioned from the inside. Let's see if she can finish. I go with the 6 Fort Love, kind of a new face for the turf here. Second time in the barn of Dale Capuano. This is going to be first time Lasix on the grass. You go back to the 2-year-old try up at Woodbine on November of 17. Not too bad. And Buyer of 54 went back. Some of those horses have come back to do quite well. I think Fort Love, back transitioning, stretching out, is going to be just fine here for Dale Capuano.
Yeah, I like the 6. I have the 6 in my top 4. Stronach stable, Dale Capuano. Good to see Stronach and Dale Cap with the horse together. The 11 I use stated with Prado aboard for Dougie Fout. Beaten favored the last out, but she had a little excuse. She was on a yielding turf course. I think she likes firm better, and she had a little traffic problems there in the stretch as the favored. She's going to need to get a better trip today. Hopefully Prado can break and just take back and go right to the fence and save ground going into that clubhouse turn.
No, she works. She's going to be rolling late. I like the 11 stated in here. I think your sneaky horse is the 9, Sunrise Bernstini. You go back to May, that was a try off of a lengthy layoff from the 10 hole. Awfully good. A Buyer of 60 for the maiden 40s. Came back in the maiden special weight. A better field. You see that behind stated. That was first time blinkers. Second time blinkers today. Let's go ahead and send the 9, Sunrise Bernstini. I think this horse, if she clears, she goes a long way to price.
All right, we're kind of all over it there. In race 10, it's one of many big fields on the big world-class turf course today. Beautiful weather, fast and firm. A beautiful day to kick off opening weekend here for the big fall meet at Laurel Park. We're out of time. Tim Tulloch will be on with me this afternoon. Good luck to you. Dave Rodman, he's coming up next with scratches and changes. Good luck.
Good luck.